Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS, and welcome to my DFS strategy video for the 2022 Houston Open. This video is a continuation of the preview video I did earlier today. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly encourage you guys to go watch it. I'll provide a link top right hand corner. Drill down it, watch it, come back to this, and you'll have a better idea what I'll be covering in this one. But this video, primarily the purpose that I want for it is to narrow our player pools down, find anchor plays to build our lineups around, and then build some lineups. And we'll do that by looking at marquee tee time pairings and the sweet spot score. So if you want to see all of those things I'll be covering in the video, I have timestamps in the description below. You can also find them on YouTube's progress bar. All you gotta do is hover over them and you'll see what each segment is. Really, really handy for you guys to be able to skip around and see what I'm covering. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna start with the giveaways. Just a reminder, I do a giveaway every single week. I do 2 of them. First one is a subscriber giveaway. You have to be subscribed. And if you want a free entry into this giveaway, all you gotta do is comment on each of my videos. You get 1 free entry per video that you comment on. And you can comment whatever you want. You'll get an entry into it. Doesn't matter. But if you need a comment topic, tell me which 2 golfers you are going to be building your lineups around for this tournament. And that's how you get it. And also share any of my videos on Twitter, retweet my tweets, I should say, that have these videos on them, and you'll get an additional free entry. So you can get up to 4 because I do a preview video, a strategy video, prize picks video. So there's 3, you get a 4th or an additional one retweeting it on Twitter. So that's our first giveaway. The second one, prize picks giveaway. All you gotta do, sign up on prize picks using the promo code SweetSpot and put a minimum $20 deposit into your account, and you'll be automatically entered into this one. And the great thing about this giveaway, your entry is never going to go away. So if you don't win this week, like somebody else wins it, your entry will get put into next week's, and it'll continue to do that until your name is called. So you can look at it this way: you're going to win free money no matter what if you sign up on prize picks using the SweetSpot or the promo code SweetSpot. And then another added bonus to it, prize picks is going to match your deposit up to $100. So if you put $20, $25 in, double that, so 40, 50, you know, you're gonna have that money basically for free if you win this giveaway. So again, promo code SweetSpot at sign up. I do have a link in the description that'll get you straight to the website populating that code for you. So you don't even have to do that. And that's it. That's the last giveaway I have. So highly encourage you guys to go do it. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this thing. We're gonna start with the sweet spot score. I already have it filtered. We already have it sorted. Sam Burns, #1 golfer in the field. But let's talk about how this score, how this rank is created. I'm looking at official world golf ranking. And I should note all of these stats we're going to be talking about, the closer to 100 points that a golfer is, that means he's better at this stat than anybody else in the field. So the #1 golfer will always be closer to 100, if not 100. So Sam Burns, not the best official world golf ranking, but still, this stat category just determines the quality of golfer based off of their resume, essentially, throughout the world. It's not just set to PGA Tour, it's throughout the world. So I think it's a good place to start. And then we're looking at grass stats. We're looking at their average finishing position dating back to 2013 with this grass average here. We're looking at top 10 success rate at Bermuda tracks dating back to 2013 with this stat here. And then I'm looking at 1 full year of Bermuda stats dating back 1 year from today. So although it says 2021, it doesn't include every 2021 tournament. It just includes 1 full year's worth of Bermuda stats. And then we're looking at tournament history, bogey avoidance, birdie or better percentage, because I think those 2 stats are still going to matter in this tournament. And then these 3 stats are recent form. They're looking at the last 8 weeks of DraftKings points, average finishing position, and their average score per round. So that's what this one is. And I actually divide the score by 2. So we're cutting it in half. Sam Burns, clearly one of the better golfers here in the field. 50, I mean, it's the max score that you can get. So he would be 100 but we divided in two because I don't want these stats. Like, I don't want some random golfer like a Rafael Campos who has one good round showing up in the scores, you know, just having some kind of spike week that just messes up scoring. So I kind of water it down a little bit. And then I'm looking at season-long stats, DraftKings points, average finishing position, rounds under 70%. So these two columns are new from last week. We're looking at rounds under 70%, cut made percentage. And then this week, this is a new one. This is anytime they finish inside the top 10 or DraftKings points in any of the tournaments dating 1 year back. So this one I think is like one of the best stats that I have. And what's awesome about all of these stats, I have recorded manually. They are in my database. I only have a year's worth of data in my database, but all of this is mine. I'm not pulling this from any website. This is all mined by me. So I'm super excited about that. I have complete control over this data. And all of that adds up to a score, and that score is reflected here in the rank. So you can see the disparities between some of these golfers, like between Sam Burns, who my #1 golfer is, and my #2, Cameron Smith. There's about 20 points between those. But there's only 9 points between Smith and Sungjae. And then if we want to look at between Smith and Scheffler, it's almost 20 points there. So kind of jumping around just shows you how much better Burns is than, you know, our 5th ranked golfer or even our 6th ranked golfer. So yeah, we'll talk about the top 20 here with my rankings. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to throw out some, you know, some odd pricing and just see how you guys feel about it. So very first thing, Joaquin Niemann. Again, last week he was mispriced. He is the 5th ranked golfer in my model this week. He was 3rd last week at $7,800. He's 5th this week at $95. He is priced underneath Tyrrell Hatton, Adam Scott, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, $9,900. I think we have a 10K golfer down here. Matthew Wolff at $10,400. Do we have anybody else? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth really looking. Okay. So anyways, he has leapfrogged those golfers. So he is at a great value here at $9,500. Adam Scott, another golfer, 96. That could be priced a little higher, but it's pretty much right in the ballpark where he should be. Tony Finau might be a little bit overpriced. I still like his talent, but, you know, do with that as you will. Some disappointments here, I should say. First of all, Charlie Hoffman, I'm sorry to even skip past him. $7,300. This might be the Joaquin Niemann of last week. I don't really put him in that same category. And even this field is still pretty good. It's a little bit weaker than last week's field, but it's still in the ballpark. So Hoffman, I don't think is the same quality golfer as Niemann, but I do like him here. And I mean, although this is a different golf course, this is Charlie Hoffman's last tournament win was the Houston Open. I think so. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, $7,300. He's catapulted up past a few guys like, say, a Seamus Power, Taylor Gooch. Those guys are going to be popular, and even a Brooks Koepka, obviously. But that's one thing I wanted to point out. Brooks Koepka, 15th in my model. He's like the 8th ranked or the 8th priced golfer in this field. So, you know, value-wise, not very good, but it's still worth a flyer. I mean, if you think Brooks Koepka has a really good chance to win this tournament, then play him. But for me, ownership's going to be a little bit lower on him than some of these other guys. And Taylor Gooch, $9,300, just slightly overpriced, but not terrible. Again, Matthew Wolff is down here, 10.4. That's, you know, not very good, especially when we have Ryan Palmer and Jason Day rated above him. Now, I know Matthew Wolff has looked really good as of late. However, you know, if I look at 1 year's worth of data, he just doesn't, put it this way, he's a very volatile golfer. Very good in GPPs. But I don't think I can, I just think this is a good week to jump off of him. I think a lot of people are on him. Not that I really care about ownership. Obviously, you would know that from past videos that I've been doing. But I think, I don't know if it's because of Bermuda stats or what ends up happening, but he was rated higher last week at a lower price tag than he is this week. And I don't even put price into my scoring model. So I don't know what's really holding him back, or what really constitute why his score is much worse this week. But either way, I think that's probably a good sign to not really, jump on and play him. So yeah, Matthew Wolff, let's see, what is his Bermuda stats like? Yeah, so it probably is Bermuda stats. 46 is his average finishing position, 0 top 10s. That's a huge deal. 0 top 10s on Bermuda stats, or on Bermuda golf courses. And then last year, he had an average finishing position of 52. So it's definitely Bermuda. Like, obviously, last week scored really well, 109 points. I think recently he's also scoring really well. Average finishing position is 8th over the last 8 weeks. Average DK points average is 113.67. So just with those stats alone, he looks good. But this is golf, and their golf courses do, rate out well for some and not for others. If Bermuda's a problem track for him, I'm okay with fading him completely. Now, I'll play him. I even said this in the preview video. I'm probably going to own all the 10K golfers relatively equally. I think there's 7 of them, but if we were to kick one out, like Matthew Wolff, we can own each 6 of those golfers at 16%. That equals up to be like 96% or 98%. I can't remember what it is, but it's just under 100. So you can do it that way, and then float whatever remaining ownership towards Matthew Wolff just for FOMO reasons. Or those 6 golfers you can own at 14% and then fill in the rest with Matthew Wolff, and you probably get like 6-8%, something like that, that you could do. But either way, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm not going to talk anymore about these rankings. This just goes, the SweetSpot rank is used in the Marquee Tee Time pairings. I'm not going to explain this one like I have in the past. Hopefully you've watched enough of my videos to understand, but their collective score has to equal under basically 90 points. That ends up being 2/3 of the field, which is 132 golfers. If all 3 golfers have a SweetSpot rank that equals under that 90-point threshold, we're gonna color them a dark green color. The light greens here, like I'm pointing out, this is honorable mention. We'll talk about those later, but we're primarily only talking about these dark green ones. So these are called our Marquee Tee Time pairings, and the rule of thumb here is you want to select at least 2 of these golfers in the list here, and probably no more. But last week, I think we kind of figured out, it was an updated scoring system that I put in place. We had 3 golfers in the optimal lineup in the Marquee Tee Time pairings. So I could see 3 in this one because we have 6 Marquee Tee Times to talk about. So maybe we select 3 golfers, and I'm cool with that. I don't mind selecting 3. You obviously have to be mindful of pricing. So you can't just go like, okay, I like Tony Finau, I like Scotty Scheffler, and I like Sam Burns. Those are my 3. We're looking for optimal lineup golfers. You can't put those 3 guys in a lineup to be an optimal lineup. It isn't going to happen. Maybe one of them, maybe all 3 finished inside the top 10, but only 2 of them are going to be in the optimal. So just keep that in mind. The other rule of thumb that I have, don't pick 2 golfers from the same group. So we don't want to pick a Joaquin Niemann and a Keith Mitchell. The statistics are on our side, making that kind of declaration. Over the last 60 weeks, we've only seen it once, where 2 golfers from the same group were in the optimal lineup. So the odds aren't great. If you want to do 1 lineup or 2 lineups that way, if you're creating a bunch of them, that's okay. That's fine. So if you do like those 2 or any of the 2 that are on here, go ahead and do that. But this is where we want to start building our lineups from. So we want to pick 1 golfer from one of these groups. And if I'm going to, pick, a lot of these groups I actually do like. So I think our best group is this one here: Cameron Smith, Tyrrell Hatton, and Brooks Koepka. Their overall SweetSpot rank is the lowest combined out of any of the groups. Any of the groups in the field. They're really high quality golfers. This doesn't mean that it's a lock that any of them are going to finish inside the top 10, but it's a very good chance that they will. And I really like Cameron Smith this week. And if it isn't Cameron Smith, I don't mind pivoting to Tyrrell Hatton. So you could look at it this way: pick Smith or Hatton or even Brooks to anchor your lineups with. This is probably where I will start and then build from here. Now with this, we would want to pair them up with one or two other golfers within all of these marquee tee time pairings. So whether that be maybe Roger Sloan at $6,300, you know, going the cheap route, which I doubt will work, but I mean, it's possible. Or perhaps we go with a 9K golfer, or maybe an 8K golfer with like Mark Leishman or Cameron Tringali. I think it's a really good way to start building your lineups. And I think don't be afraid of going expensive. So what I mean by that is don't be afraid of going like Cam Smith, Cameron Tringali, and say Joaquin Niemann. Now, altogether that equals $28,000. What you're going to have to do with your next 3 golfers to choose from, you're going to have to try to find all 3 of them to fit under $22,000. Because again, DraftKings only allows $50,000 to build our lineups with. So 22, you know, divided by 3, that's nearly just $7K on the button. But you know what? There are some really good 6K golfers in this field and some low 7K golfers. I think we can build lineups just fine. And I don't mind starting there. I actually really like that a lot. But either way, I'm not going to go over all these groups. Again, I just want to make this video as quick as possible. So our marquee tee time pairings are the golfers you see on the screen. It's you know, it goes by 3s. So I've highlighted them for you. Find your golfers here. Start here and then build out from there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to guarantee 2 golfers come from the optimal lineup. And if they don't, I will run the giveaway without reaching our goal. So that's what's on the line. We'll run the giveaway if our marquee tee time pairings, if two golfers from here aren't in the optimal lineup, I will run the giveaway. Even if we don't reach our subscriber mark. So I'm putting $10 on the line. If it hits, then obviously we just keep everything as is. If it doesn't, we'll run the giveaway. And that's how we'll do this. So to me, I'm starting here, like I said. And then I'm going to try to find an 8 or a 9K golfer, or maybe a 7K. Like, I don't mind Johnny Vegas at this tournament at all. I also don't mind Keith Mitchell or Joel Damon. Or maybe even Harry. I don't like Harry Higgs, but I don't mind rostering him. Honestly, I don't. So I would start here. So I'm going to keep this on the screen. What we're going to do from here, bring in the optimizer, because we're going to start building some lineups with those golfers. Here's what I want to show you guys first. I'm going to clear this out in a way just to show you guys how it runs. Right now on the screen is the most optimal lineup that it has. But if I were to start with Tyrrell Hatton, here is the optimal lineup I'm showing. And we actually talked about Zach Johnson in the preview video. So very interesting. One thing to note, just to show you guys, I have preset all of the buckets are min maxes. And if you recall, that actually came from the anchor buckets we did yesterday. Or earlier this morning. I posted this morning. I recorded it last night. I keep saying yesterday because it was yesterday for me. But it is looking at these 2 columns here. If this is greater than 1 or greater or equal to 1, these are our anchor buckets. These are buckets we're at least selecting 1 golfer from. And then I've put the maxes with that as well. So again, if we come back here, again, I've pre-populated all of these buckets. So this is following the SweetSpot process to a T. I can open it up and show you what it looks like without that, without the minimums and maximums. But for now, this is what it is. So if I run this again, I've cleared out Tyrrell Hatton's name. This is the most optimal lineup following the buckets, all the bucket logic. Cameron Smith, Joaquin Niemann, Christian Bezuidenhout, Jason Day, Charlie Hoffman, and Keith Mitchell. So Keith Mitchell, Cameron Smith, Joaquin Niemann. Does that actually follow our rules? And it doesn't, because obviously Joaquin Niemann and Keith Mitchell are paired together, but we have Cam Smith. One easy way I can switch this out is replace one of those guys. Like maybe I don't want Keith Mitchell, so I'll come down here to Keith Mitchell. Where are you, buddy? right here and hit no. I don't want the optimizer to select Keith Mitchell. So we'll see what it does again. Smith and Neiman, and now we have Cameron Tringali and Johnny Vegas. Oh my God. Does Vegas actually... So we have 4 different golfers in the Marquee Tee Time pairings. They're not paired together, I should say. That's what I mean. So we had Cam Smith, Joaquin Neiman, Cameron Tringali, and Johnny Vegas, all in this lineup. Oops. Whoopsies. All in this lineup, and then Jason Day and Ryan Palmer. So super interesting, to say the least. No 6K golfer, mind you. I didn't put the optimizer to select a 6K, but we don't have to select one. I probably want to, but I actually just went over these 3 golfers. I told you that's probably where I want to start. I wouldn't have thought Johnny Vegas. I won't lie, I don't like seeing Jason Day. In fact, I dislike it so much, we're going to permaban him from my lineups. I'm just not gonna, I can't do it. I've been burned by Jason Day way too much to consider rostering him anymore. So here's an interesting thing. We take Jason Day out and it changes everything. We no longer see Neiman up there. We no longer see Cameron Tringali up there. Instead, they get replaced, and now we're looking at Smith, Cameron Smith, once again, Russell Henley, Christian Bezuidenhout, who I think is actually a really good fit. He plays on hard tracks really well, as does Mackenzie Hughes. So I'm really liking this quite a bit. And then we have Charlie Hoffman and Ryan Palmer. So we actually don't have 2 Marquee Tee Time pairings here, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Well, why don't we just start with 2 Marquee Tee Time guys? Here's one way to look at this. Here's the overall score, this 55-22 for this lineup. Let's see if this one, if I anchor down Smith and Neiman, this actually, yeah, so it's 80 points below, it looks like. So this is 54-72. That last one was 55. Oh no, it was 55-20. So it's like 50 points behind, right? If I remember correctly. Really bad short-term memory here. So if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But now we include a 6K golfer in Stuart Sink. We got Charlie Hoffman. We have Smith, Neiman, and now Vegas, who again we talked about being a Marquee Tee Time golfer. But you know what? I really like seeing that Cameron Tringali golfer in our lineup. Let's see if we can build a somewhat respectable lineup here with those 3 and without Jason Day. Oh, it already updated. Oh, Grillo is not. Why did I not? He should have been removed from my list. Same with Carlos Ortiz. I can just do this. We can put 0 there, and Emiliano can be 0. And now the optimizer won't select Grillo. All right. This one I don't mind. Smith, Neiman, Tringali, Hughes, Palmer, and Norlander. I do like Norlander. Norlander can score some decent points. And we're not really sacrificing our total points when it comes to the ranking. So I like that one quite a bit. So that's one way to look at it. Who should we start a second lineup? Let's go with the Tyrrell Hatton. Let's just cross out. Actually, we don't even have to do that. Let's just cross out Cameron Smith and see what the optimizer selects. Who would be a replacement? Oh, I put yes. I do this all the time. All the time. No, we don't want Cameron Smith. So it starts with Sam Burns, and then it goes to Neiman, Vegas. So that one, let's see, Sam Burns is where? Right here. So it works out. So now we have Burns, Neiman, Vegas. That's it, right? So Burns, Vegas, Neiman. Perfect. That works out too. Looks like Neiman's showing up quite a bit. So is Vegas. I mean, it's a good value for Vegas. I really do like him this week. Let's say maybe we don't want Burns. Who would be the next top price guy that the optimizer would select? And it isn't any of the 10K guys. It's actually Neiman, and then it goes to Wise, Leishman, and Homa. Those are 4 guys in the Marquee Tee Time pairings. Let's see here. I already forgot. See, the short-term memory is just terrible. Neiman, Wise, Leishman, Homa. We have Neiman, Wise, Leishman, so we can so far. I thought we weren't going to be able to do it. Short-term memory is so bad. Homa? Is Homa here? Homa is not. So, I mean, we have 3 golfers in the Marquee T10 pairings, all different groups. You can see Leishman's here. Wise. Was it Wise? Yes, it was Wise. And then Neiman. I tell you, man, the short-term memory is so bad. Neiman, Leishman, Wise. Okay. Yeah, I thought Homa was a part of... Oh, he is. He's down here. There. Memory's coming back. I'm just kidding. So we have 4 golfers here again. And I don't mind that. Like 4 would probably be the max that I would choose out of the golfers that I see here. And as long as they're not in the same group, I'm cool with it. So that's all I'm going to do with building lineups. I'm not going to go throughout all of them just to show you. Actually, what I told you I would do is clear all of these out where there's no minimums. I'm actually going to keep the maximum set where they are because I actually think that's a good thing. Actually, no. Let me just show you what it would look like. Easy trick on Microsoft Excel. If you want all these to be the same thing, just copy one cell, then highlight a bunch of them, and then paste your data in. Super simple. All right, so what is the ultimate optimal lineup with no bucket restrictions? It actually starts with Tyrrell Hatton. It does not start with Cameron Smith. So now it's Hatton, Neiman, Leishman, Day, Puke, Hoffman, and Palmer. It's a great lineup. Super solid. Let's just clean up the puke a little bit here. I don't want you guys disgusted by what you see on the screen. Now that we've cleaned it up, now we're looking at Scheffler, Neiman, Trigali, Hoffman, Palmer, Sink. That's a pretty good lineup too. 557.14. What was it with this guy? He who shall not be named. 5615. So it's a 55. Oh my gosh. I heard having short-term memory issues isn't a bad thing. It's actually a good sign or whatever. Like you're not going to have Alzheimer's when you get older. I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever. Yeah, 5557 as opposed to 56 something. Again, I'm not even going to try. Anyways, those are your optimal lineups. Tell me in the comment section below, who are you starting your lineups with? Let me double check that I've covered everything I want to. Yep. Just wanted to build some lineups. So just under 30 minutes. That's pretty good. I'm not going to really waste any more time. There are giveaways. Remember my Marquee T10 pairings. I'm putting it out there that we're going to see at least 2 golfers from the Marquee T10 pairings in the optimal lineup. And if there isn't, I'm going to run the giveaway for the subscriber giveaway, even if we don't reach the subscriber mark. But I hope we do. Highly encourage any of you guys who are not yet subscribed to subscribe. Obviously, that helps a lot, and it will just get us to our goal so we can run that giveaway. And if you want an entry, just comment below. Remember, I'm looking for your favorite 2 golfers you want to build your lineups around. So it should be pretty simple. And then obviously the Prize Picks giveaway. Sign up. Link is in the description. Just hit that link. It's super simple. Put 20 bucks towards your account, 25, whatever the minimum is now, and you'll get entered into that giveaway. Again, you get to play Prize Picks pretty much risk-free if you haven't yet signed up. So that's all I have for you guys. So let me just put the thank you screen on if I can find my mouse. There we go. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in a Prize Picks video either later tonight or tomorrow. All right, bye.